A New Approach to Social Living by Benjamin Krem's Master. A Master Speaks, Volume 1, page 5. An entirely new possibility of social relationship opens up for humanity. As man stands on the threshold of the Aquarian experience, altogether new levels of awareness will manifest themselves in this coming time. This will lead to the creation of new forms through which man can express his growing sense of the interrelatedness of all things. At first, these new structures will be slow to form as man carefully finds his way out of the present morass. But gradually, a fresh impetus to change will be given by the masters forming the first group of the externalizing hierarchy. New ideas will sweep across the world, relating men to each other in a new way, and a new approach to social living will begin. Here, it is necessary to digress for a moment to underline the inadequacy of the present social structures now fast decaying. Today, large numbers of people live deeply unfulfilled lives, dedicated only to earning a living, contributing little of a truly creative nature to the general fund of knowledge and experience. Through no fault of their own, they remain passive onlookers of a life which passes them by. Bereft of any real joy and meaning in their lives, they await in growing resentment their day of revenge. This constitutes a major world problem. On all sides today can be seen bafflement, confusion, and anger. Into the midst of this confusion has come the Christ. His is the task to point the way into the new structures, which will allow man's growing sense of himself as a divine being to be expressed. Only the Masters and the Christ himself know the enormity of his task. Nevertheless, we await with confidence humanity's response. To begin with, massive aid for the poorer areas of the world must be given the highest priority to alleviate the suffering of many millions. The redistribution of the world's resources according to need should then proceed until a more equitable balance is achieved. This will take 2 to 3 years to implement. Concurrently, a far-reaching program of education must be inaugurated to deal with the growing problems of unemployment and ever-increasing demands for a correct and more creative use of leisure. A gradual restructuring of society will take place with the minimum of cleavage. Men's hope of a society based on sharing and love will gradually be fulfilled, and a new era will guarantee to each his rightful place. These new forms will lead to the expression of as yet dimly sensed attributes in man. The awakening of powers of perception and reception hitherto unrealized will quicken his understanding of the spiritual basis of life. And more, in mounting rhythm, his inner divinity will become manifest. His social forms will mirror his sense of the interconnectedness of all creation and will lead to the establishment of correct relationships to all the kingdoms. Once again, man will realize the sacredness of all life and will take the necessary steps to protect that life from harm. A creative interchange between all groups will flow and will ensure a steady realization of man's human and divine potential. Freed by machines from the burden of unnecessary work, millions will find themselves a creative absent until now, and will contribute their share to the glowing tapestry of joyful living, which will become the hallmark of the new age.